Hello, I'm still practicing casting. If you want me to cast your replay, put it in the comments below and I will try and get around to it, as I want more. I want more replays to cast, especially good ones. This is a great one that shows how Calico and Drifter can be very good at keeping up tempo in these pick compositions. Okay, and welcome to our second cast here. Still getting a little bit of practice in, this time from an Ascendant lobby. So we are looking around and seeing what lanes have we got here. Right here on York Lane, we do have Abrams, Viscous, and they're going up against Drifter and Shiv. So although they've got a lot of sustain, Drifter and Shiv can do a little bit of punish when they can, but a lot of Shiv's damage will be negated by Abrams, and the Viscous here will be able to keep themselves up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have Warden and Calico, who are struggling against already this Infernus Lash. Now, Infernus very good at getting that poke early game with that afterburn, if they've chosen to go for that. And Lash equally can heal themselves up very nicely. And then in the final lane over here, we have Wraith and Dorman, who will just be trying to control themselves against the Haze and Venator. Both who, you know, scaling well. There's a lot of attack of the mouse ones here. Real battle, see what's going on. And as we see, it's a good attempt here from Shiv and Drifter. They've come in and they've taken a kill already, but Viscous is desperately trying to get that last little bit of damage, but still it's a 2-0. Drifter and Shiv really able to do the bit of punish there. Drifter on very low health. They're going to go rotate around. Very much a safe way, going all the way back to base. Meanwhile, Infernus trying to do their best in this, getting a little bit of their flame on here, running away. Good separation between them. They're trying to get this Warden. They managed to get them. Really well done here from the Infernus. Picking up, they're already ahead on 1.6k. Meanwhile, not even 1k yet on the Warden. Calicos find themselves in a little bit of a precarious spot. They're thinking about how they want to go for this. They're in this losing lane, so how can they do best here? Oh, and they're wanting to make sure that they can try and get as much damage on this Infernus without them stealing all of their camp. Still, Infernus able to flame dash away, and that really does help out a great deal. Meanwhile, on this side pressure, we do have Shiv and the Drifter still trying to maintain that pressure that they have. They're up quite a bit, an extra ability on top of that. And I think in the safest of lanes, we do have just people trying to confirm souls. Dorman will be able to push people back should they need it. Or, I mean, this York lane is absolutely where the excitement is happening right now. We see Abrams desperately trying to keep going. But without that charge, they can't do too much pressure early game. And I like that they're sort of just playing for sustain here. And they might need to think about how much they want to sustain instead of engaging. So as the lanes have started to sort of calm down a bit right now, he says that Viscous is in a little bit of trouble. Drifter's going to be chasing them as much as they can. Didn't quite get the mark on, but out comes the cube. That's going to delay them for a little bit. Oh, cheeky melee's coming in here after the parry doesn't happen, but the parry does happen and Viscous is looking to keep going. Still, they get another parry. They're still going forward. But it is Drifter, and they've got a blood sense stack straight away. Nice work. Meanwhile, Wraith here picking up a kill on Haze. Already this blue team starting to get a lot of the tempo in here. Drifter going forward, using that advantage that they have in the 2v1, but Shiv not quite with them right now. They're taking a lot of damage. Viscous coming back, putting out the punches. We see all these light melees. That's exactly what happens at this Ascendant level. Everyone is putting out those light melees. They know it's good damage, but it does mean they sometimes get punished. In the mid lane, it's still a little more quiet since that Infernus kill. But look at the flog, keeping Lash very well topped up, while the Warden has to back off a little bit. Moment of respite here, as we do have, yeah, all our lanes sort of just taking a little bit of poke here and there, trying to still see what's going for the win. Oh, Infernus pinging a Warden here though. Does mean that perhaps they want to go for some sort of engage, but Infernus going back, they're going for that buff already. Meanwhile, Lash has been here all by themselves. They don't have a minion wave to jump to, should they need it. Instead, they're just sort of relying on the fact that they are full health, and that's okay. Dorman, however, Looking around, trying to find onto that haze. And they get them. Oh, but they're quickly surprised by this Venator. Venator comes in, putting out a little bit of damage. Trying to find the trade, but with Wraith on the flank, it is all fine for now. Meanwhile, Infernus still trying to get that. Oh, it's a nice attempt. And they do get the trade. Seems like a little bit of toxic behavior here from our Drifter, spamming out the question marks. Playing the mental game is sometimes considered okay, and sometimes it's considered BM. Me personally, I'm not a big fan. Just be trying to win the game on your mechanics, not the mental. But here we see Infernus coming through, trying to chase down this Shiv now. Shiv dashing away, but Flame dashes here for Infernus, and with the last little bit of damage, Shiv does indeed go down. Good rotation here by Infernus. So instead, we have Venator inside the hotel. Dorman is going to be waiting for them, but a nice sleep from Haze means that, yes, Venator's going to be safe enough for the time being. But with Wraith coming in, looks like Venator is the one losing themselves in this church. Meanwhile, over on the other side, Shiv trying to find themselves with an isolated Abrams. Drifter still pushing forward. That ulti not quite getting the value they'd like. Meanwhile, Wraith and Dorman backing off still on this side of the map. But it's not to be said that this Sentinel Guardian may well be going down here. Calico goes in for some big damage. But it's Infernus who's trying to pop their ulti. Calico pops theirs to dodge out. And it's a good little trade here. Calico should be fine with that, as their cooldown is a decent bit shorter than Infernus's. However, a lot of their kill pressure on the rotations. If we look what items they're going for, they may well be going for Trophy Collector next. Oh, it's a good attempt here. Drifter doesn't have any more bullets left in their hands. Trying to push forward, trying desperately, but it's a nice little dodge out here from Abrams, playing around that Guardian. And I think Google desperately trying to get the last little bit of damage, but Drifter will survive. Drifter has a lot of HP sustain, just baseline, and they're going to trickle themselves up. They're not completely safe for now. Shiv in a little bit of trouble. Abrams going for the chase. They find Drifter. Double parry on both sides. But Abrams, without that fully scaled Siphon Life, they do have a little bit of a vulnerability. This is the problem with Abrams. You have to be careful in this early stage. They're not the early game monster they used to be. And instead now, they rely a little bit more on that Siphon Life. Nice little kill here from them on the Haze. Venator now going to be looking to push forward a tiny bit, but Dorman will be back soon. And there's just fighting all over. It's a good parry from Drifter, but they're almost certainly going down. So we find Warden here on the chase of Infernus, but Lash is there to peel themselves away. Dorman has placed down their door, trying to get a little bit of a cheeky steal here. They are going to get a fair bit of work done onto the Infernus. Oh, and they almost get this Infernus, but unfortunately, not all the damage. They still have their door available, so they're going to go for this steal on the Sin of Sacrifice. Meanwhile, Drifter still just trying to shove in this lane a little bit against the Viscous. Now, it is almost 10 minutes, and they've stayed a lot of the time in this lane, but they have a lot of ganking heroes, to be fair, on the other side, on their side. So, nice little pick up here. They're going to keep this. Meanwhile, there has been kills elsewhere on the map, but it's mainly just a little bit of a fight here as the ulti comes out from Wraith. They're able to get a good bit of damage onto the Venator, but the stun keeps them alive for a little bit longer until they do eventually fall. Dorman and the Wraith here backing away, trying to keep safe. Infernus has just been farming up. They're at 9k, which is really important. You know, they've got their 4.8k buff around the corner here for both their spirit and vitality, but not quite the power level potentially that they'd want to be on either. Still, they're putting out damage. With that 9.8k, they still have so much of a lead compared to everybody on the enemy team. They're going to be the linchpin here, and the blue team are going to be wanting to definitely try and prioritize taking them down. Abrams here picks up the urn, going to be picking up a few other bits on the way. They've got their spirit investment spike. It's going to be handy for them. And also they've got that, most importantly, Siphon Life level 5. So this means that Abrams is now going to be very tanky and very sustaining in these fights. Especially with the healing booster. Doesn't matter too much about their... Oh, the stun, of course, doesn't last long enough. We are going to see Abrams falling lower and lower, and they do get taken out by Wraith. A little bit of damage comes in here as the lash goes down. Hayes comes forward with that bullet dance, trying to peel away. Everyone popping their ults here, desperately trying to get something, but instead it's going to be Drifter walking in, getting that kill on the Venator, trying to smell out where the Haze has gone, but the Haze is long gone. Still, Infernus on the other side is trying to just put pressure on this Warden, and the Rift has spawned on this side. It's very important that they can try and get as much as they can. Warden picks up Enchanter's Emblem. That's going to help them for a little bit in this fight, but not for a long time. I like this priority here from the Amber team. But Warden's doing such a good job just with these parries, just with making sure that they're buying time. Still, Rift goes over to them. And the Amber team now can look to try and push this, definitely get this Guardian. But at this level, I don't think they're going to be getting a Walker at all. I mean, in terms of the heroes on each side, you know, there's a lot of pick potential on the side of the blue team, but not a lot of wave clear completely. That's why we're seeing a heavy prioritization. 3 people here. Meanwhile, on the other side, Wraith is going to land this kill on Lash, and Wraith is great for getting a little bit of split push. Along with Calico, they're just going to push out the minions. They're not quite feeling confident enough to do any damage to this walk themselves. Going to keep that safe. And I think that's the right thing to do, you know, but Wraith has now got themselves up to 12k. So they're equal with this Infernus for the most part. Infernus, think about stealing some things, but potentially here's the Calico nearby. Audio being such an important thing in Deadlock. And here comes the Calico. Calico desperately trying to get that chase down, but doesn't follow them. Instead, leaves up to Drifter, who's going to be popping their Stalker's mark at some point, I'm sure. There it is, waiting out the ulti, coming back in, getting that real last little bit of damage. And everyone working together to get these picks. And that's absolutely what the blue team should be doing. They should be roaming around, getting a little bit of damage together, trying to find those kills just to keep pressure, keep tempo on the opposing team. Another one here on the Venator. It's a great shout for them. Still, Shiv finds themselves in a little bit of trouble here. He's not got any movement tools left. He's got another dash should he need it. With a good bit of damage, Abrams and the Lash take them down. Drifter now up to 18 stacks. It's not completely out of the control just yet, but that is 6 kills. It's going to help, certainly at the early stages of the game. But everyone's just going to be looking for some farm. Abrams scouting around. Furnace instead, pushing forward, now coming back to clear the wave. Have a look at the build. We've got 4 trophy collectors on the side of the blue team, and 1 on the side just for the Lash. And it's going to be a big stun, and this Infernus, as I say, has been the priority target. They are ahead on souls, or were the leading souls, and now it's going to be a little bit tricky to understand who is going to be helping the blue team get back into this game. Venator goes down. They're certainly not it. A little bit of patience needs to come out here from the Amber team. They are behind. Not by much, but it's enough, and certainly in just that, let's say, tempo, which can be so important in Deadlock. You control the creep waves, you can control the structure pushes, you can control the objectives. Much like this urn being picked up by Wraith. Meanwhile, Calico trying to just keep pressure onto this Viscous. I like what Hayes has done here. Hayes pushed out the wave, but they're saying, no, that's all I need to do. I'm going to come back. I see the Stormman. They do have that silence wave, but I don't think they're going to find where Dorman's going. Instead, they're coming back around. Oh, and I don't know if Calico saw them, maybe last minute, and tried to just bait them into doing something, and they did, but look at the damage coming out. Very nicely done. But all while this is happening, an opportunity arose, and Wraith has taken it. And this is a great shout. This is what Wraith can do. We see her using this Dorman door just to make sure it's a little bit more confusing. We are going to see now Viscous come in, try to do something, but he gets parried. Instead, it's going to be Venator on the defense, but it's too little too late. It goes down. Hayes instead is going to be the one trying to find anything, but no one's going through that door. Meanwhile, we are seeing an attempt at a trade here. Flame Dash no longer does the damage it used to. And instead, it's just Infernus and Lash here trying desperately to get onto this. Meanwhile, Drifter following around. Lash is long gone, and they don't get the trade. Damage just not quite the same in Infernus. Infernus desperately trying to say, look, we can lose objectives if we just trade. Sometimes defense is not the best way to go around. Drifter here is still trying to hunt out. And they're at 15k. So there's plenty to go, but this is a 3v2. Even with that silence, it's going to be a little bit tricky. No one's looking to quite chase them just yet. Shiv positioning very far forward. And you know, you get that. Shiv is often sort of the person who wants to be that person who's far forward. But right now he's on 14k. And they don't yet have their green spike. They have their spirit spike. And it's going to be up to Infernus to try and escape this one. Meanwhile, Drifter trying to chase him down. The silence comes out. It's going to be vital here and stopping that flame dash from going off. But Infernus, has given up. Went for the parry at the last moment. There's too much damage coming out from them. And I like the priorities of the silence here. Both teams. Silence wave. We have the silence from Drifter as well. Oh, and that parry just condemns them to death right now. Drifter trying to find where the last person went. Oh, and does see them, but doesn't quite connect. Meanwhile, Dorman able to get that ulti. But I think we're going to see that this is a little bit of a tricky angle. I mean, they get it. I don't think they get the stun quite. As we do see Lash able to get away. Cube comes out. Lash goes down. And the pressure that this blue team are putting on is immense. Still, two of their walkers are on 50% HP. And that's, you know, a good place to be, you know, for the other team. You know, Amber may well find a spot where they can turn around. They've got some big ultis. They've got Infernus. They've got Lash. And, I mean, they've got Abrams a little bit. Meanwhile, on the opposite team, you are starting to see, you know, that is all just pick-off ultis. You know, they've got the Dorman to control. They've got Calico and Drifter as well. But ultimately, in terms of big plays that can absolutely wipe a team, it's not that many. Instead, Wraith just backing off here on the side. Meanwhile, it's Hayes who's going to be in a little bit of trouble. As Drifter pop their ulti, pouncing towards that movement speed so big. And using this melee Drifter really does come in clutch. Abrams looking for an angle here, trying to get onto this rift, or at least have support from their team for the rift. Dorman doesn't have ulti yet, so this team may be able to blow them off. And they do get it. Shiv not quite in range to help secure. And instead, is going to be prioritized a little bit by this engage. But everyone's a little bit split here right now. You know, Lash is on the other side, fighting with this Wraith who got the Vitality buff. Meanwhile, Infernus desperately trying to battle against this Drifter. And Drifter will take them down. Sleep comes out though. And out comes the Lash ulti. Catches onto one. Calico doesn't have ulti remaining. Does have Dispel Magic. Able to get that going. Instead, we see Haze looking to try and pick something up. Out comes the Bullet Dance. Pushing on. With no Silence Wave. No Slowing Hex. They're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Abrams has been trying to fight 2 versus 1 here. They catch only onto the Dorman. Dorman previously used their ulti a lot. And this is a great opportunity here for the Amber team. However, their waves just aren't shoved out. Instead, we're seeing Warden already attacking the Walker just in this brief moment of time. And they're going to find themselves potentially overcommitting right now as Infernus comes out here. But Lightning Scroll already doing the work. Warden instead, able to take down one, looking for another one, trying to be that endgame boss already at 20 minutes in. Haze falls low, but they can't quite get that last little bit of damage. It was a great attempt here from the Warden, but ultimately not enough. Meanwhile, Abrams desperately trying to sort of find themselves around. And Drifter is the one who is just taking names still. Or missing the Stalker's Mark there means that they don't get that percentage damage, don't get the anti-heal either. They don't want to take that fight. So, a team fight win for the Amber team still meant the blue team just corralled their tempo and committed a Warden to get, you know, distract the enemy team from getting a Walker, and instead got half a Walker themselves. Haze on the chase here, trying to get onto this Drifter. And you have to think, what is the priority targets? You know, Warden definitely is one. Drifter could be as well. Who do you need to stop in the end of the game? Drifter comes in. Silence Wave popped, as is Haze ulti. But it's not quite connecting as much as they'd like. Out comes Lash from the Dorman ulti. And it's going to be a quick kill for them. Meanwhile, Calico able to get the kill on Venator. They're going to keep that pressure on, and all while this happens, Warden is just pushing mid. Not turning up to a team fight because they didn't have their ulti. It's only just come off cooldown. And instead, the call seems to be go for mid. They have boss control in terms of Dorman doors. Nothing major after that. Wraith is preoccupied in this lane, defending it from the Infernus. And it's a good thing from Infernus. They might be able to get here in time. Haze maybe looking for a little bit of a steal attempt. Haze with a good attempt. Abrams able to take one of them as the Dorman carts them forward. But the rest of the team going through this, trying to find their way to find this Abrams. Abrams, meanwhile, dodges themselves up and around. Shiv's still looking for them. But I think they've lost them. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Viscous takes down this Wraith. And it's a good, valuable pick for this Viscous to get that. Can they get out? They still have their ulti available. Meanwhile, Shiv comes in, trying to get onto the rest of the team. Abrams goes down in the meantime. Can they get this Viscous? I mean, this Walker's not too dangerous. Oh, it's good movement from Shiv. Oh, it's a tricky one. It's a 1v1 happening over here. Dorman desperately trying to find the clanging of the bells. Potentially reveals Venator's location. Oh, Venator does manage to escape for the time being. Meanwhile, we see Warden here struggling away against this Infernus, who will get pressured by the Shiv. Big Cube keeps them up and alive for the time being. They're going to push forward, try and get onto this Shiv. Shiv draws them into that small location where they can get as many blade dashes as they like. But even then, the damage from the Amber team is too much. They're 20k behind right now. They have got at least one Walker, though. in all of this melee. So, as we see, Drifter gets the mark, but isn't going to engage with it. Oh, they do. They go onto it, but now they're going to find themselves against the Haze. Haze pops out of that silence wave, trying to get their tracking onto there, but it's a great gank here from the two of them. Really nicely done. They want to fight on this rift right now. They are 20k behind. That's good damage from Haze. Meanwhile, Inferno's on the other side of the map, trying desperately to take care of this Wraith. Oh, and they do manage to find it. Lash is here to join them, and it was good zoning. Allows them to get the urn. Oh, and that's another good couple of kills here. The Amber have just narrowed that soul gap by 10k. Meanwhile, Haze continuing to try and find those picks. They're nowhere near Soul Leader in the lobby, but they're still finding the right engagers at the right time. Inferno still farming on the side lane. They've got themselves Spiritual Overflow, which helps out a great deal. They've not forgotten to pick up another Vitality item to make sure they've got that bonus. Haze managed to bait out the parry onto the Doorman, and it's all too late as Doorman loses their life. That's getting really good work here from Haze, who has committed a lot into damage, but it's paying off. Furnace still pushing out this side lane. And they've become the warden of this lane, which can sometimes feel very, very depressing, especially when you're Soul Leader. You find yourself going, I just wish I could be somewhere else. I wish I could come and engage in those team fights, but I'll try and do the best I can elsewhere. Escalating exposure is going to help their damage a lot, as we see them posturing around here, but there are two of the enemy. Abrams potentially thinking about joining them, but doesn't want to think about it just yet. Warden is none the wiser doing this camp. We are going to see Abrams maybe pinging them, maybe finding them. Oh, they've dived under. Oh, and they are able to get their ulti off. The silence is too late. Ulti is engaged, and Warden is just trying to do everything. Can they find it? It's hitting so many people. The lightning scroll popping off. Look at the healing from this. This is 1 versus 5. Out comes the Lash ulti just to finish them off. And with Drifter joining it, are they going to get this Drifter kill on top of it? They do manage that, but it's not for naught, as Wraith was managing to push this, and they are going to continue to push base, trying to make sure that the pressure is on. Wraith's so good at pressuring these structures. Meanwhile, the enemy team only have this Haze and Venator to try and pressure this one. Oh, it's a nice attempt, but now the damage isn't going to quite hit. Dorman's going to pop out, trying to make sure that this defense is happening. And with a minimal commitment here, too many defenders, we are going to see this team definitely struggling to get this Walker on this side. Shiv able to keep dashing around. Abrams looking to get away, but Calico, I think, has got on their tail. Calico sees Viscous, and anything that a cat likes is a big ball. Big ball of yarn, usually, but instead, they're going to loop back and try and get that Abrams. Nice little commitment from them. Meanwhile, Infernus has been doing so well to go 1v1, and they're now running away. I'm not sure if they must have counterspelled that Wraith ulti. Counterspell is on cooldown, as we can see in the bottom bar. Such a valuable tool, especially against Wraith, Dolman, Drifter, and Calico. See here. Vitality, not the priority for everybody, though. And 10 stacks on Trophy Collected, not too bad. Meanwhile, there surely is plenty of stacks on the enemy team, if they have been taking names fairly non-stop. We can just see sort of the tankiness of the teams here on those health numbers. And Warden is really up there at 4.1k HP. Meanwhile, Abrams is at the top leader on the other side at 3.7. Picked up that witch mail for a little extra. 48% spirit damage. And you can see why, you know, so much of the damage coming in from the other side is spirit. Wraith is the only one who's invested in gun more than spirit. And the rest are just sort of taking those minimal gun items. Abrams not spotting anyone here. Oh, does get the blood scent on them. And he's going to rotate around. Ooh, Spirit Band comes off on them. Shiv's going to deliver this urn, no problemo. Getting a few bonuses to boot. Oh, Dorman here finds the Infernus. Is the Soul Leader still on their team? Calico's starting to get a lot of souls on the other side. Can Calico find this Abrams? Abrams. Oh, it's hidden. No, they're not hidden at all. And they pop their ulti. Are they going to be able to get away? Calico tracks them down. Shiv desperately trying to find the last little bit. We are seeing Infernus pop their ulti and they manage to catch on to 2. Or is it just 1 as they find themselves now in a lot of trouble? And that's a great Wraith ulti. Wraith is going to keep going potentially. Or are they going to peel away? Looks like the blue team are peeling away. Maybe thinking about going for boss. They have the tempo advantage right now. They don't have that wave pushed out. And we see this is why Calico can be so good late game. They're going to pick up escalating exposure. And they could go and defend that lane. But with the thought of people going for mid. Oh. Lash here. I can hear it. They understand it's happening. Haze is on the side, but they have been found out. Sometimes you need to go all the way around to make sure you're here secret. A little bit tricky. Abrams looking to find something, but Warden has already popped their ulti and also unstoppable. They really don't care. Oh, as we already see, it was a great lash, but blue team still confirms so much and they get 4 kills. Absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, Viscous rolling home. As we see, because of that boss commitment there, had it gone the other way, looking at the minimap down here, you can see that the waves were pushed out solidly. So had the gamble, had the coin flip gone to the side of the Amber team, they would have had such a good opportunity to take 2 walkers, potentially pressure those Guardians. Instead, the coin flip went in the way of the blue team. You can think that, you know, it wasn't actually that imbalanced. Sure, a few of those kills had come just previously, but sometimes that's why you take those risks in Deadlock. A little bit of defense here, all while Wraith just looks to pressure onto this base. Although the Rift is coming. It's going to be escorted by Calico and Drifter. Now we're going to see Wraith just looking to try and take that damage. Oh, it's a good counter spell, stopping them from getting stunned. Although this Abrams can live for a long time, they're going to find themselves locked down. And actually this cube may have been a little too early for them. They hadn't taken any damage yet. They weren't regenerating anything particularly. We see a good attempt here from them. Instead, Warden's going to be out the back here. Nice little kill from them. No more rejuvenators. Shiv down as well. This is the opportunity that the Amber team need. Only 1 shrine down, but they can't quite connect that. Instead, we are going to see Wraith putting on so much damage. Instead, Viscous coming out for the peel. And all while this is happening, Warden was able to take on some of the enemy team in their base. And Warden's looking to chase this Abrams all the way back to wherever they can. Parry comes out. And although that was such a good looking base defense, the blue team are now just trying desperately to push into the shrines. Oh, this Dorman's in a little bit of trouble, taking a bit of a punishing. As they do go down, Lash flying around, Drifted does get the kill though. That Spirit Burn able to pop off. We're not going to see the Shrine taken, but they've wasted a lot of time. And losing Dormant and Shiv means they might not be able to do too much. We're definitely going to take down this. Shiv will be up in... Lash will be up in quite a while. Calico goes down to this Viscous. They are going to defend for now. Still, there's so many minions. So many minions in this base. They're having to clear them out. Viscous does eventually get that stamina buff, and they should be able to punch themselves away should they want. But no, Viscous goes down. A little bit too far out here. And that was an opportunity that the Amber team needed to do. They needed to keep that pressure on as much as they could. Instead, they've sort of defaulted to farming. Now, the enemy team did have nothing else to do, so they could roam as 5. But if you're able to roam as 6, which you kind of have to do against this pick-off team, still Haze trying to go through. Oh, good ethereal shift means that the focus has to now be back on Shiv, who's a very tanky character. Warden comes in with that ulti, and that's going to be a massive amount of damage coming in there. Out comes the Lightning Scroll, still trying to do everything, but they're falling asleep. Abrams gets the charge of them instead. Lash is going to be here trying to find their ulti, but instead they're going to go down. Instead, Warden just keeps piling forward with that ulti, with that damage. They are able to do so much. Drifter here keeps pushing forward. Stalker's Mark on them still. They can turn around should they want to. They fall into a trap. Are they going to get this final bit of damage? They do indeed. And there's a full team wipe. And they will be able to focus on this. GG, well played. Hope you all enjoyed that. I thought that was a great match. Really did show how well things can pan out. Of course, once again, if you want me to cast your replay, please do put it in the comments below. And please consider subscribing.